The following Ask the Expert show is a paid advertisement program provided by Cassill Motors, and airing of the program is not to be considered endorsement or recommendation. The opinions expressed are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of WMT or Clear Channel Media and Entertainment.
Well, good morning and welcome to Ask the Expert on 600 WMT.
Ask the Car Geek today.
Ask the Car Geek today. You're right.
It's Wednesday and I'm filling in on a show, so it's Ask the Car Geek.
That's right. Now, here's your big opportunity. You know, this is the time of the year when cars don't quite run the way you think they should.
Really?
Yeah, how about that? And they should talk to Jay Cassill, right?
Well, there you go. We can help out. But just think about this for a second, Jim. Mm-hmm. Tonight, I'm going to set you outside.
You really?
Outside your garage.
Uh-huh.
You know, when I get home about 6 o'clock, we're going to put you outside. And then tomorrow morning at about 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to come out and we're going to go to work.
Is that you?
Yeah. You tell me how you're going to feel.
You not well.
That's right.
Well, but the car is different. She said the car.
Oh, the car's different? Why is the car different?
Well, anyway, but have you noticed the air pressure in the tires have gone down on a lot of cars? People should have those checked.
Yep.
They should come in and see what's going on.
You should have them checked and be prepared for it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because the air pressure and all this stuff.
Air pressure. There's all kinds of things that you should be checking.
Absolutely. This is the time of the year, and of course, above all, it's all permanent antifreeze anymore, right? So you don't.
No, you still check your antifreeze.
Still check your antifreeze.
You still want to get it out of there every 3 years, 36,000 miles.
That's right.
You want to be testing. You want to test your antifreeze, even though it's a extended life antifreeze. You want to be testing it. It may still be good for the boiling point and freezing point, but its lubricating qualities and rust inhibitors aren't there.
But now the question would be, how long does this antifreeze last? You put it in today. How long? What's your extended life on that?
3 years, 36,000 miles.
Okay.
Okay. You want to test it. But I like to see 3 years, and I want that antifreeze out of there. You know, with that there, we don't have water pump failures. We don't have gasket and seal failures. I mean, you have less chances of all that if you're being cautious on your maintenance. You know, taking care of your car.
And you can do that for the folks.
We can do that.
Yeah,
yep.
That's the thing.
So, this year your Edsell's fine, but next year we got
to drain
we
right?
need to flush your antifreeze on the Edsell for next year because you'll be at 3 years for next year.
That's probably good. I probably one of these days should even have oil changed and rotate the tires. Huh?
There you go.
Been a few years. Anyway, Jay Cassill's here. You have a question about your car? Call him. We just have a little bit of time here. We got about 20 minutes.
We got a short show today, but
phone numbers. Let me give the phone numbers.
Yeah, give phone numbers.
365-0600. 1-800-332-5401, star 600 on your U.S. cellular phone. So give Jay a call, and he'd be glad to talk to you and maybe help you out. You take rides with folks, too, don't you?
I love to go for rides with people. You know, you got a question, problem, bring your car up. I'll go for a ride with you. I won't charge you anything and give you my analysis on it.
Kind of a diagnosis, huh?
Yeah, I'll give you a diagnosis. So I love doing that. I've said it numerous times on the show and you've heard me, but the WMT listeners are just absolutely awesome people. Mm-hmm. I do so much advertising on different stuff all over, and I got to tell you, the WMT listeners are the absolute best. You know, so thank you, everybody that's listening to the show. You know what? I get phone calls. I get people that stop in and tell me they listen to the show and everything else, and you guys are awesome. You guys make this show great. So thank you.
Hey, talk about a little bit. We got some calls coming in, but let's talk about the gas that's going on. We have reduction in the price of gas, but does that mean we have a reduction in the quality? In the quality of gas, is that going down too?
Oh no, gas quality went down about 3 years ago.
3 years ago, and it stayed there.
Yeah, when the gas prices went up, gas quality went down.
I see.
And we just paid more for garbage gas, and now the price is coming down on the garbage gas. Yeah.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
How nice. All right, let's talk to Daryl in Waukon. Hi, Daryl.
Morning. How are you?
We are absolutely awesome. How is everything in Waukon today?
Cold.
Cold, good.
Anyway, my question is, these performance chips that you see advertised on the internet for $65, $75 to increase gas mileage, are they junk or do they work?
What kind of vehicle do you have?
It's a Ford pickup.
Gas or diesel?
It's a 6-cylinder gas.
Okay. You know, the performance chips, first off, a performance chip for $60 or $70 isn't isn't going to be a good quality product. A good performance chip is going to run you between $300 to $450, and to sit down and say you're going to get a couple miles per gallon better on fuel economy, you're not. On a gas motor, you'll see maybe a half a mile per gallon, and at $400, a half a mile per gallon, you got to drive a lot to save any.
You wear your car out trying to get your mileage.
That's right. Now on the diesel pickups, on the diesels, the performance chips do help increase the mileage. Back in the 7.3 era, we used to see 3 to 4 miles a gallon better on fuel economy, and at that point, it was worth doing. But on your gas motor and $60 or $70 chip, don't waste your time.
Okay, thank you for the advice.
No problem. Best thing you can do is keep your air filter clean, keep your fuel filter clean. So
10-4, thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Jay Cassill from Cassill Motors is here. If you have a car question, Jay can answer it for you. Oh, tell me about this. Tell me about this performance chip and this gas thing. How does that get installed, and how do you get one of those?
Your Edsel doesn't have a computer.
Doesn't? Oh, I have to have a computer.
You have to have a computer.
I see. Well, I was hoping for a little extra mileage.
There you go. Performance chips. We're a dealer for performance chips. We do the Edge and Diablo performance chips, and the performance chip can help enhance the power. Like I said, on the diesels, it does help on fuel economy. It's something that there's a couple different types. There's some that actually we have to take the computer out and they piggyback onto the computer, and then there's others now that are a handheld module type of deal that we download the program in. So that's
and people do a lot of people do this, or is it worth it?
On a diesel pickup, yes.
Okay.
I mean, there is some advantages. There's disadvantages to them too, but it all goes on what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish with it.
I see. Hey, we just have about a minute or so before we have to take a break. Let's talk about what's on the lot out of Cassill Motors and what they can come see. And I know you always got some new things coming in.
We got all kinds of neat, cool stuff. There's I just traded for just a beautiful Nissan Murano, 20,000 miles, all-wheel drive, V6. I mean, that's well taken care of.
What year was that?
It's 2011.
Oh, boy.
And this thing, the young lady that owned it just absolutely was phenomenal with her maintenance and the way she kept her vehicle. It's just a beautiful, beautiful vehicle. There's Lexus out there. There's Tauruses. I got a whole row of Tauruses still. Edges, our Taurus Edges. That inventory changes hourly. I'm driving a GMC Terrain today, a 2014. That's kind of cool. It's got the little sensors in it that when you're going down the road, and if you start veering towards the center line, it beeps at you and tells you that you're veering towards the center line. So we just got everything. I got diesel pickups. There's a International 4300 flatbed with the flatbed that raises up into the air. I had dump trailers. A little bit of everything.
Now you have something special going on too.
Oh yeah, this is awesome. My brother and sister-in-law, they're the best bosses in the world, but they let us do this. There's a program. It's called Shoes That Fit, for kids that are in need of shoes, and we have a program going on that we're doing with it. That if you come out and you pick up the little ticket to get shoes for these kids that need shoes, if we're giving $200 for every shoe. If you're buying a car, we're giving you $200 for every pair of shoes that you bring in, up to 3 pairs. So
off on a new vehicle.
Off of a different vehicle. So that's $600 you can get off. But we also did a deal where with Tyson's right next to us, they sell shoes. If you buy your shoes at Tyson's West, my next door neighbor, I'm giving you $50 extra per pair of shoes. So another $150. So $750 you can get off your car if you buy 3 pairs of shoes for needy children and bring them into our dealership when you're buying a car.
Where's Cassill Motors located?
We're on the corner of 16th Avenue and Williams Boulevard, Southwest, right next to the great big beautiful Tyson's. And 396 2698. And the most beautiful Shelley will put you through to whoever you want to talk to.
Did your wife go along with that?
Oh, yeah. She goes along with it.
But that's all here in Cedar Rapids.
That's all here in Cedar Rapids, right there in the corner.
Jay Cassill, my guest, have a question, give Jay a call. We'll come back in a moment. You're listening to Ask the Expert or the Car Geek, whatever. Yeah, it's Car Geek, okay.
News Radio 600 WMT.
And welcome back. It's Ask the Expert on 600 WMT.
Car Geek.
Okay, that's right.
Ask the Car Geek.
Ask the Car Geek. Jay Cassill is here.
That's right.
I'm Jim Doyne, and he's Jay Cassill, and he is the brilliant Jay Cassill. Yeah, the brilliant Jay Cassill.
The Car Geek.
Car
Geek Jay Cassill.
That's what people will call you. It's the brilliant Jay Cassill, that's for sure. Let's talk to Larry in Belle Plaine. Hi, Larry.
Hello there.
How are you?
I just have a question.
Okay.
Do you know of a problem with the 2013 Malibus with the antifreeze odor when the heater is on?
Do I know of a problem?
Yeah, I've seen on websites and stuff that a lot of people have this problem. It's either a chemical smell or an antifreeze smell.
Okay. I haven't seen a problem with them yet, but it sounds like we got possibly a heater core that's possibly leaking, or we could have an evaporator. If you're getting a chemical type smell, it could be just a evaporator leaking.
Okay.
Are you losing any coolant?
No.
Really?
That's the funny thing about it. And normally if you have a leak in your heater core, it will fog up the windows. That isn't the case either.
Okay.
It's just a chemical smell. Now online, I've seen some people say about a grease that we used in the door inside the heater. I don't know if that could be it or not, but it's more like an antifreeze smell.
Yeah. We haven't seen or had anybody complaining about that. So okay. I'm not real sure on that one there. I've never grease on the door in the heater cabinet. I can't think. If they put something on there, I would think the smell would be gone after just a little bit of time.
Yeah, I got 20,000 on now.
Yeah, so I would have thought it would have been gone by now. I would say you possibly, if you're not getting fogged up windshield and everything, you possibly have an air conditioning evaporator that's got a very, very slow leak, and we get a funny smell from that. And
well, the only time it does is when the heater's on high. Other than that, you don't get the odor at all.
Right. Yeah, so it's something there. It might have leaked a little bit, and it's got a little bit of residue in the cabinet, and when it's on high, it's circulating enough air in there. So you might try changing your cabin air filter too.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Jay Cassill is here this morning. Let's talk to Bob in Epworth. Hi, Bob.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. My question is about corroded battery cables.
Yes.
And this time of year, how important it is to keep those clean, and
yes,
is it something that we could do ourselves, or should it be taken to a dealership?
That is definitely, if you're a little bit mechanically inclined, that is a job that you can do yourself.
And how do you do it?
Well, there's a couple different ways. I like to. You definitely want to take the battery cable off the battery, and a little baking soda and water mixture. And that'll help to clean up the outside and clean up the corrosion around. But then you're going to need a little wire brush, and this is the part that's really important, wire brush on the battery terminal and on the battery itself. You want to clean up the two surfaces. Some people will take and they think just the baking soda and water and put it on the outside and clean up what you can see, the corrosion, and go with that. Well, the problem is it's where the battery cable and the battery terminal meet together. That's the area that I want to make sure is very clean. So you want to clean that all up real nice, dry it all up real good, and then put it back together. If you're getting a lot of corrosion, I had a caller that had taken and took some silicone, like some silicone caulk, and on the battery where the terminal comes up through the plastic had put a little bit of caulk right there and sealed that up, and says that works. I haven't actually tried it myself yet, but that's one thing that you can do there too.
Otherwise, there's nothing else you really need to put on the battery post.
Nope. You could put a little bit of, once you put it back together, put a little bit of grease on it. That'll help a little bit, but nope. It's just a matter of keeping it clean and looking at it.
Is that going to keep it clean, or will it corrode fairly soon again, or what?
it probably won't corrode like overnight, but after a little bit of time it will, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks for the call this morning. Jay Cassill here. You're going to have a...
battery connections, I'm glad he called today. Battery, this time of year, battery connections are super, super important. Everybody all of a sudden says, oh, my battery went dead and it was junk and it was bad. I'm going to step up and say a fourth of the batteries that get replaced this time of year actually aren't as bad as what they think, but the connection was bad, so then it didn't start. And then when they tested it at the shop, the connection wasn't good enough, and they have a problem with it, and they replace the battery because that's the easiest.
Now, you're going to have a full show on Saturday,
Yes.
10 to 11 o'clock, where
Yes.
you're going to have a whole hour.
We're going to have an hour.
Answer questions for the folks,
Back
right?
on Saturdays. I hate to say this to the Hawk fans, but
You're
thank God the Hawks aren't playing at early game.
Well, they're going to play a later game
They're
at
going to
2:30.
play a later game.
But you'll be back on 10 to 11.
Yep.
Now, you'll also be answering a lot of questions. Your service department, I want to work this in, is open some extended hours that folks don't know, because it always happens at a kind of an off hour that you have a problem, right?
Yep. Our service department is open from 7 in the morning till 9 at night, Monday through Thursday, 7 in the morning till 6 on Fridays, and then from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock on Saturdays, all day on Saturday. So
how about that?
Yeah. And don't forget, if you're a WMT listener, when you're talking to my service advisor, make sure you tell them, say, hey, I'm a WMT listener. I listen to Jay, the Car Geek, or call me whatever you want. Be nice. And they'll give you a discount, too.
How about that? That's a pretty good deal, isn't it?
That's right.
And now your sales department, because you have all of these excellent cars that you want to show people.
The sales department has the same hours as the service, except the salesmen get to sleep in an hour.
Oh.
They don't open till 8.
Now you all have a good saying that says, if you don't have it or I don't want it or whatever. How does that go?
If I don't have it or I can't get it, you probably don't need it.
Don't need it.
That's
there you
right.
go. Well, I was close, but
Yeah. So.
Anyway, Jay Cassill, and so invite everyone to come on over and.
Come on out. We're on the corner of 16th Avenue and Williams Boulevard, right next to Tyson's West, and 396-2698. And the beautiful Shelley will put you through to whoever you want to talk to.
How about that? And
Yes.
You'll be there all day today?
I'm there all day today.
All right, go out and see Jay Cassill.
Come out
That's
and
the
see
thing
me.
to do.
Sounds good.
Jay, thanks so much. Come back and see us.
Thanks for having me.
You
We'll
bet.
see you Saturday.
All right.
The preceding Ask the Expert infomercial program has been a paid presentation brought to you by Cassill Motors.